Hello friends, Ashish here from Guiding Tech and welcome back to Gamers Wednesdays. Now today we are going to talk about the top 5 graphic intensive FPS games you can play on your Android device. Now all these games require minimum of 3 GB of RAM and an internal storage space of 2 to 3 GBs. Now if you are set up for that, let's get started. So the first game in the list we have the Modern Combat 5 Blackout. And if you have watched any of my smartphone gaming reviews on the YouTube channel itself, you would have known that the Modern Combat 5 Blackout is one of the few games I play on every Android phone. Now it's not just me, and according to our data, it's one of the most downloaded and loved FPS games on the Play Store. Now there is tons of action in the game and you can play it on both single and multiplayer. Now single player has a great storyline, while the online multiplayer mode you get to build your own squad and then compete online missions. Graphics, sounds and controls are best in its class, and all you need is a high-end phone which doesn't heat up quickly. The game would utilize a lot of resource, and therefore devices with like less than 2 or 3 GB of RAM and an underclocked processor might see some lags. The next game is Unkilled, and for me it was either the Dead Trigger 2 or the Unkilled, and the reason I choose Unkilled over the Dead Trigger 2 is because of its practical levels. Unkilled is typically an FPS game wherein you need to fight zombies, complete different levels, and buy all sorts of weapons and gizmos. And the action never ends with more than 375 levels and counting. In some of the levels you get to raid, while others are mission with objectives, and my personal favorite is to be a sniper. The levels are balanced, and in spite of in-app purchases, you don't have to necessarily buy one. If you're a skilled gamer, you might find yourself running out of energy, and patience is the virtue here. Overall, I am sure you'll love this game, and if you're a zombie game lover, you might like to see the top 5 zombies game by clicking on the card that shows up on the top right hand side. Nova 3 Freedom Edition comes in number 3, and while the Modern Combat 5 would remind you of Call of Duty, Nova 3 would remind you much like the Halo or the Mass Effect if you love the RPGs. Nova 3 Freedom Edition is a free version of Nova 3 itself, and the only difference is in the revenue model. The Freedom Edition is free to download and play, but you'll get some ads in the loading screen and the menu. The Nova 3, however, can be played ad-free with a single one-time purchase. Now about the game, you get an incredible storyline, best of the class graphics and awesome controls. You also get 7 different multiplayer modes like free for all, capture the flag, etc. The only thing I find missing is the integration with the Google Play services to back up your saved game data on the cloud. Now up in number 4 we have Shadowgun DeadZone, and it's another FPS game by Madfinger, the makers of Unkilled. But this one is purely focused on online multiplayer rather than mission based playing. Remember Quake 3? Shadowgun is pretty much like it. You connect to a player online and lay different missions like deathmatch, capture the flag, capture the region, and all. The game is free to download and play, but there are some in-app purchases you can opt for. The game has a solid graphics, and the fact that it's actually based on Space War, you'll get all sorts of weapons and neon color effects. Call of Duty Strike Team comes on number 5. And now, how can a list be complete without mentioning the Call of Duty name when it comes to FPS? Call of Duty Strike Team is fun to play with combination of FPS and third-person shooting game with a lot of strategy involved. You have to you have the complete control over your squad, and you have to infiltrate the enemy locations and complete tasks on your mission and make sure no man leaves behind. Sadly, the game is not free and is $6.99 to download with in-app purchases. But I assure you, the graphics and the game quality, it will be worth it. So friends, these were the top 5 FPS games that you can play on your Android and have fun. If you would like to contribute any of your personal favorites, please do mention them in the comment section. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do hit the subscribe button. And this was Ashish from Guiding Tech, and I hope to see you in my next upcoming videos. Till then, take care and have a wonderful day.